and it turns out looking like Starcraft. Yeah, for me, that was one of the most difficult things we had to do, is try to keep Starcraft, and make sure Warcraft stayed over where Warcraft was.
And I just want to say something, because Dave Bergren isn't here right now. He's lead environment artist, but I think if you just mention cliffs to him, he will know exactly what you're talking about. I think he was in cliff hell for about 3 years, making and designing all of the cliff set for StarCraft.
How many pieces do the cliffs add up to?
There's over 200.
There's over 200 different versions of cliffs in StarCraft that need to be able to fit together and not have big.
And then for all the different ones
in
too, because there's Protoss cliffs and there's Terran cliffs and there's like natural cliffs. So all of those had to be modeled by hand by Dave, one piece at a time.
So Bergren means cliff builder in German.
Exactly.
So I had a question there. I've noticed some people have managed to import models from World of Warcraft into StarCraft 2, and I was just curious what you guys felt about that.
It looks cool. You know, I hope one day we can be able to support it where people can, you know, maybe make their own models and stuff like that. But you know, I don't know logistic-wise or anything like that how the companies stand on it is. But when I first saw that, I thought that it was pretty cool seeing that. Not that I condone it, because I don't know if I'm allowed to or not. But it was kind of funny seeing that in our game. Warcraft stuff. It's kind of, that's why we made Blizz Just kidding.
All right, well, thanks.
All right. Sorry I didn't have a better answer on that. Bunch of artists.
Hi.
Hello.
I was just wondering if you could tell me who the main artists were that designed the look of the character Tychus Findlay, or was it just a whole bunch of people?
I believe the guy who did the concept of the marine armor, Joe Peterson, he's still working with us, stuff like that. He designed all the intricate details and everything, and the guy who actually modeled that, I believe, is Fausto DiMartini. Both guys still at the company, but that marine armor is so frigging intricate. It's if you look at the front of it, it almost looks like a Volkswagen looking at you, because it has the lights here and the round. Every time I see that now, I think of a Volkswagen. But yeah. And it's so difficult to draw because of the perspective on it. I'm not known for my perspective, as you can tell by my character proportions. But yeah, the guys who had worked on the marine armor, Joe Peterson and Fausto DiMartini.
Could I just ask one more question?
Absolutely.
The artwork where it shows all of Rainer's Riders together, or I mean Heaven's Devils,
yeah,
that sepia tone one, who drew that? Because I couldn't find
it. It was someone on our cinematic team. They were responsible for a lot of the pictures that you'd see in the bar room in StarCraft or in the postcards or things like that. They handled a lot of that. I'm not sure if in the art book it's in there. I don't know if you can see a signature on there, but yeah, I'm not sure who did that one. Sorry.
Thank you.
All right.
This is for the Dota game question thing. The question is, I know you guys are going to make new you're going to continue to create characters for the game. Are you going to actually create characters 100% new that aren't in either of the games for the game?
If we have a really fun idea for it, I think we will. It's tough when we have these three properties, StarCraft, Warcraft, and Diablo, that have so many just iconic characters. I think we're going to hit a lot of those first, and then if some sort of thing pops up, like, you know, when people were talking about Diablo and we did the little Diablo My Little Pony shirt with the rainbow, like we just made up some new thing that was kind of funny. You can probably bet that we're going to be doing something like that if some cultural iconic character springs up in one of the universes, or just, you know, through fan stuff. You know, we'll definitely hit that, like a Leroy Jenkins sort of thing. Who knows if he would ever end up in there? I think people would really like it, and it would be fun to do. Yeah, exactly. Everyone, let's hear a Leroy Jenkins. Let's hear it. Leroy Jenkins. I thought this was a StarCraft panel. What's going on here? All right, so yeah, I hope that answers your question.
All right, thank you.
All right. So we also, don't start leaving right now because we actually have, after the questions are done, we have a small surprise for you guys. You get to buy us drinks. That's not it, but
Ryan's gonna give
that's okay.
to everybody.
What?
Hi guys, I'm an aspiring model as well, and I was curious how much you guys go from like procedural animation or just traditional art, or if you guys have a nice mixture in between. Because I know a lot of guys that are more on the technical aspect and less on the aesthetic aspect, and then they make a nice mix. What do you guys think about that?
Do you mean by procedural, you mean by motion capture? Is that?
I'm not sure what I mean by procedural. More along the lines of coding and scripting into your artwork.
Well, in the game, we have a game engine that makes, the characters move around. And we do traditional animation that works with the game code. So
Yeah.
it's kind of a cross between both, I guess.
Well, as a whatever production artist, most of our stuff is traditional. Like everything we do is hand painted textures and hand modeled. So there's no like until it gets actually into the game is when the computer kind of takes over. But Jay draws everything. I mean, animates everything by hand. Everything's all done by hand, and same thing with the textures and the modeling. Everything's done. And some of us, our team is really small, so we take it almost all the way through. Like I'll do my own concept work, I'll do my own like modeling and texturing, and then if it does need to be animated, then we'll take it to the professional here, Jay. So, but he does it all by hand also. So it's not like we have a computer that, oh, this is a walk cycle, and we just throw it on there.
That said, we work together. We have 2 technical artists, and we work together with them to.
How's it going?
Good. It's like you have
Sorry,
a point?
go ahead.
God, attention hog. Jeez. It's because you have long hair and you're rock and roll. Where was I?
Where were you?
Talking about some boring stuff. Oh, technical artists. That's right. So we work together with technical artists and the programmers to actually figure out to some of the art limits, like how many bones we can have in the character, for instance. Like, can we actually afford to put, finger bones in there? The joints, how detailed we can get. So there's a lot of collaboration with that involved with the pure art side. We don't just go off and just make crazy stuff. We've got to work in the engine. We understand there's not just one unit on the game. There's 500 battling with nukes going off, and so in that regard, as far as limitations of it and how to best solve certain problems, like trying to make a cool snaky Zerg tail and like how that's going to run most efficiently in the engine. We definitely talk to the programmers and the tech artists about that stuff. So yeah, we definitely work with them.
Great, guys. Thank you. I enjoyed the game very much.
Thanks.
Awesome. Thanks.
Okay, we have time for one more question.
Excuse me. I was wondering if you ever browse fan websites and seen their fan art and fan concepts. Did you ever maybe borrow them or ask permission to use any of those concepts before, inspired by them?
No, usually the only fan art, specific Blizzard-related fan art. I mean, I look at a lot of the art sites like concept art and DeviantArt and things like that. People will forward around cool artists. But the fan sites I particularly look at are the ones that I moderate the fan site, not the actual fan site, but I look at the submissions that we get at Blizzard for the fan art. So the fan art that goes up on our site. I kind of go through all the different art, select the ones that I think look the coolest, and put them in the appropriate folders, and then they update them. But as far as taking ideas from the fan sites, it's kind of difficult because we have so many artists on our team that have a billion ideas that they'll send you emails constantly, and you have to look through them but yeah, I think maybe if we had a shortage of ideas, but as it is now, we're still trying to get in. The reason why we made Starcraft 2 is to get all the ideas from the original Starcraft into the game that we wanted, it seems. So we have a ton of ideas for you guys, so we're not running dry yet.
Thank you.
Is that the last of the questions? Okay. So we've done this panel enough times, and a lot of you have come to this panel before, so we wanted to show you something a little new. So we did the mod stuff, but just as a little sort of thank you for sitting through our commentary and everything, we have some first concepts for Heart of the Swarm. So I'm just going to kind of go through quickly. we don't have a lot of answers. I'd love to answer questions for this, but half of this stuff is concept. It's just brain farts from our head that we have done. So we'll let you know what these are as we continue. These are both done by Peter Lee. And so I'm just going to kind of go through here, and here's some pretty concepts of things. Again, we don't know the names of them because we're going to end up changing the names. So that's maybe Zerg Unit number 17. This one here by Mr. Jack, one of our new artists on the team. A lot of you fans out there might know that he had done a lot of concepts of the Zerg after we would send it out, and he'd show us what we did wrong and draw it cooler. So we hired him.
That is.
So all you fans out there, keep drawing.
That is a Zergling by his foot, by the way.
Oh yeah, the little Zergling down by his wee foot. I don't know who that girl is, anyone? Ooh. Okay. And it's not going to the next one, dude? These are obviously new Zerg units. No, in case some of you don't know the story, the guy who won the most recent big Starcraft tournament we had going was named Fruit Dealer. And after he won the match, we felt inspired, so we decided to do a fun little tribute to him. So I believe it's the Banana Lisk, the Apple Lord, and the Grapeling. Though there is some disputes about the grapes should be the Overlord version, because I don't know why, you fans are crazy, but there's a fight about that apparently.
Also, the bananas are OP, I think.
Yeah.
We got to patch that.
And so this is the last little bit of actual in-game art. Just stay here. Do I need to press this to make it play since I haven't had any movies yet? There we go. So there's your Terran bunker.
One of our artists, Steve Provost, made this as a cool concept. There's some possibilities for Heart of the Swarm.
Let's see if I can go back and we can watch that again. Fruit Dealer! Okay, let's watch this again. Now pay attention. This could be happening to your base someday.
Or not.
Nice.
There's no sound effects, so do you guys want to make some?
You notice there's a Marine on his left foot that's being dragged along.
Very nice.
And so, that concludes our StarCraft 2 art panel for this year at BlizzCon. Thank you for all coming out again and supporting Blizzard. We love you guys.
Thank you so much.
Woo.